All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Now, I will be sharing you the video. I will be sharing a very, very legit video now so that you can hear for yourself how communication has been restored to Simon Èkpà. This is a great joy to us. Because believe me, since Simon Èkpà has been taken in for interrogation, every information we need as the Biafrans have been limited to us. I don't know what these their so-called cabinet members are doing. I don't know the kind of in-house war they are having over there in diaspora. But the fact is that communities are being bombed. As we are talking now, recently, communities are being bombed. So many things have been happening in Biafraland. But everybody is smooth. And that is why the Nigerian government have to fight so hard to make sure that they cut off the communication and social media exposure Simon Èkpà has been doing about the military government, because he has been exposing everything that is happening in Biafraland. Through his X handle, he has been able to expose a lot of things. Now look at what is happening now. These same soldiers, they are keen in bombing so many communities in Southeast. Now listen to this great information and this great news that Simon Èkpà has been restored. His communication and everything, he will be allowed to make calls and he will be allowed to use his social media handles. He has been freed. That is what the Nigerian government have been fighting around, tagging him a terrorist. But now the Finnish government have finally allowed him to gain access to communication and speak to people. Now listen to the news.
For all our leaders that have been piloting this affair before our time, our leader Odumegwu Ojukwu, our leader Mazi Philip Efiam, and for all our heroes and heroes, thank you all for your sacrifice. Today, the man who have pushed us this far for a few years now, the man, the Prime Minister, who we respect so much, for over a month, he is with the Finnish authority, and they are on so-called question. And we all know the reason why it was called for question. It is because of what we are doing to restore Biafra and to stop Biafra from being restored. Likewise, our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Nigerian terrorist state kidnapped him from Kenya for the same reason. And while all these are going on, we're not going to fold our hands and just be watching. The Biafra Republic government in exile and the entire cabinet are working tirelessly behind the scene to make sure that we do whatever we can for our both leaders to be released. And we have a good news coming from Finland today. And the good news from Finland today is about the communication of our Prime Minister, because they restrict him from certain communication, and for that reason we are not able to get as much information from him. That restriction has been lifted. Starting from now on, our Prime Minister will be free to make calls to those that are important, especially the Biafran people that have been waiting to know what is going on. So we'll be getting more details directly from him. We are happy for this development, and I believe every Biafran, every meaningful Biafran that cares so much about our struggle, that cares so much about our leader, Simon Èkpà, that cares so much about the sacrifice that he has sacrificed for the Biafran people. He didn't just find himself there because he won a billion. It's because of the fight to free his people, Biafra. Likewise, our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Our leader Mazin Nnamdi Kanu was not kidnapped from Kenya just because the Nigerian state terrorists want to kidnap him. They kidnap him for a reason, to stop Biafra from emerging as a nation. And the question for all of us is that, are we going to let the zoo terrorist country succeed? The answer is no. Our Prime Minister, Simon Èkpà, once said that our action, that is what will provoke the Nigerian state to release our leader, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. What we are doing out here matters. He applied to our leader, our Prime Minister, Simon Èkpà, as well. Our action, what we are doing, it matters. The world is watching. They are weighing us. They are trying to see our response. Just like the terrorist state, Nigeria, what they be doing for the past few days in Ihiamufu and Osumu community as well. They are waiting to see our response. We can't play all our dice out for them to know what the response will be. But they believe we will respond. And no matter what they throw on us, no matter the bullet, we will take it and we will still fight. So fellow Biafrans, in Finland, with this development, we are happy that our Prime Minister can now communicate more with his loved ones. When I say with his loved ones, not just with his children, family member, with his people, Biafra. Because Biafra is our Prime Minister loved one. Because our Prime Minister loved Biafra so much. That's the reason why he denounced the terrorist country called Nigeria. In one of his live broadcasts, he threw the Nigerian passport into pieces, showing that he have nothing to do with the terrorist state called Nigeria. And he also returned the medal he won for the terrorist state, Nigeria. He denounced Nigeria. And he embraced and made Biafran his people. And he showed Biafran people love. And he showed, being a true leader, he have to lead by example. He fight, and push us to this far. The progress we make in the past 3 to 2, today update, is how he facilitates the movement of Biafra to make sure that we redeclare Biafra and actualize Biafra. With this great sacrifice that he has offered for Biafran people, we will never forget him. We will always be with him in our prayers, spiritually, physically, and otherwise. We are happy that we can now communicate more with him and know more about what is going on. With that, the Biafran people can now be rest assured that in no distant time, he will be here with us. Thank you, fellow Biafrans. All fingers will cross. Our Prime Minister will shortly join us as soon as possible. Finland is not a zoo that don't abide and respect the rule of law. I strongly believe, we Biafra strongly believe, the Biafra Republic government in exile and its cabinet strongly believe that Finland will do the right thing. And we ask them to do the right thing. We have reminded them how they remind their children back in 1967 to 1970 that whenever they are eating, they should remember that Biafran children are starving. And the same Finland in question fought and liberate themselves from Russia. And they gained their total freedom. That is exactly what our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Èkpà, was doing. Fighting for his people to be free. Finland authority, we know you all will do the right thing. We understand how the judicial system works there. It's a separate body from the political arena. They have their own decision. They can't be influenced by any party. At the same time, we believe that our Prime Minister, with due respect, he will receive the basic human rights treatment because he is a law-abiding citizen of Finland as well. We urge them to do the right thing. Thank you, fellow Biafras, for tuning in. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, the media team. Thanks, Honorable Sonny Aparawa, for having me and for Biafran people to receive this great news. Thank you.
Thank you, APM, for the quick update. Biafran people, the Prime Minister has shown his resoluteness, and our Supreme Leader has shown his resoluteness. It is the trust that he has in all of you as Biafrans that these two noble men put their lives in the line. I've listened to many of you speak on the media and all platforms talking about we no longer trust any of you. Please, web this moment. We don't want to hear such words coming from wonderful Biafrans. It's only the enemies of Biafra that should be using those phrases, because the two leaders that we have and the APM standing here now, they have their trust in you before they put their lives in the line for Biafra. The Biafra Defense Forces trust all of you. That is why many of them are made up of men and women that left America, left Europe, left UK, left Asia, all to come down to Biafraland to die just for you to have Biafra restored and secured. They have been in the bushes since 2020 when they were ESN and metamorphosed into the Biafra Defense Forces when they were unveiled in Helsinki, Finland. So they trust you so much and they put their lives on the line for you. So please give them the trust as well by not using those derogatory words that you don't trust anybody at this time. We all know the prices that we are paying because of this freedom. Many Biafrans just died because of the slaughter and massacre that happened in Osu and Yamufu and Owerri. These Biafrans died because they have their trust in you as fellow Biafrans that will restore Biafra. The last thing they wish is give us Biafra. Also, we've had many other speculations on the media that, they need to hire new lawyers, bring new lawyers. Our legal team to our PM is not capable. They need to go and recruit lawyers from here. We don't need that at this time. Do not give room to the enemies of Biafra to downplay the efforts of the legal team of the Prime Minister and the Biafran government. Both The attorneys of PM in Finland are super capable, and our legal team and our lobbies and attorneys instituted by the Biafran government under the supervision of the Prime Minister, they are super active and they are working. All they need is our respect, all they need is our support, all they need is every good thing that should come from a people that you are fighting for. Not words that will kill their spirit, not words that will downplay all their effort. I salute all of you. The media will have the time to discuss on the press briefing of the APM, and from here, from now, we lock it out. Thank you to all Biafra.
Honorable Sonny, let me just use the opportunity to let Biafrans know that when you talk about the legal team in Finland, they are one of the best. The attorney that we have for our Prime Minister, which our Prime Minister actually select the attorney, is someone that he trusts. They know for years. And he is one of the best in Finland. The attorney that is handling the case, I don't think we can get any better attorney in Finland than the one that is handling the case of our Prime Minister. So please, I plead with all Biafrans, finger, hold tight, cross. It's just a process. Finland is not like a zoo country whereby they don't abide by rule of law. Finland is a law-abiding country. Please let's just let this process play out and be patient. And with this, it's a big test on the Biafran government. It's a big test on the Biafran people to see how resolute we are, to see how formidable we are, to see how strong we are. Please don't give up. The fight is not over yet. We are still fighting. That's the reason why we still have our great men on ground. We call them our angels, the men that are protecting our motherland. They are there for a reason. If we say we are giving up, what about the men on ground? Are you telling them to give up as well? Please, fellow Biafrans, we need everyone cooperation. This is time that we all need to come together to fund this movement, to let them know how resolute we are, to let the world know how ready we are, to let Nigerian government, terrorists know that when we respond, we will respond more brutal. When we respond, they will not find a place to hide. We are not quiet. We are monitoring the situation, and we don't want to let it be on social media and just talking without action. In no distant time, they will hear from us. The government is working around the clock. Please, if our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have not given up, if our Prime Minister have not given up, and look at where they are. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, being kidnapped from Kenya for over 3 years now, 4 years actually, and our Prime Minister is called for questioning for over a month. If they did not give up, why will you give up? If the men on ground have not given up, why will you give up? What about Biafrans that have been sitting at home for years just to send the strong message that they are not part of Nigeria, that they want to go? If these Biafrans that lock up their business, voluntary, not by force, voluntary every Monday, just to make sure they get their freedom. If they have not given up, why will you give up? If the Biafrans in the homeland that are still talking about Biafra with the Biafran dream, if such people have not given up, why will you? Please, fellow Biafrans, this is now time we all need to rise up and fight. Fight for what we believe in. We are Biafrans. We are not Nigeria. It's time for us to stop complaining. We know what tomorrow, Saturday, is. Come out. Show your support. Do your best. It's not all about broadcasting for hours, talking without no action. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at the time, after how many years, he said he's tired of broadcasting. Action. It's time for us to get our land back. Our Prime Minister did exposition for years before we make him the spokesperson, before the government was formed and he was voted in as a Prime Minister. It's time for action. Whatever you know you have, you can bring. Support what we are doing. If these great leaders have not given up upon they are where they are, that they don't even supposed to be there, it's all because of our freedom. If they have not given up, why are you giving up? Why are you even thinking about giving up? It's time for action. We need to respond to the terrorist country. When they come thinking that we are quiet, we're not. They will hear from us and they will pay. And you, Biafran, that is listening, your support, your contribution will actually help the cause to make them pay heavily. Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Raf. Thank you, Bishop 555 Paul. Greeting from here. Do we have any other honorable media in the studio?
Yes, we have Adaptation. We have Adaptation.
Thank you. Minister Adabeti. Thank you, fellow Biafrans. Please stand your ground. Stand your ground. Don't let no one bully you, deceive you. Everything that our Prime Minister left is still the way it is. And he is coming back to still see that we are still doing what we're supposed to do, even in his absence. The government is still the government of the people. Biafra Republic government in exile still remain the legitimate government, which I'm here giving this press briefing from our office. We have multiple offices here. We have more than 1, 2, and of which our media team still formidable. Our angel, we call them men on ground. They are still there doing their needful. We salute them. We salute their reasonableness. We salute them for all that they are doing. Without them, we will be in big trouble. Please, I beg every Biafran, don't be one of those that cajole our angels. Don't be one of those that utter evil word against them, because they have done a lot. And a lot of Biafrans that travel home during this Xmas season, over 90% of our territory are safe, just because of this the great work that our men on ground, our defense forces have been doing. Please, we need to appreciate them, show them support, because without them, we have a big problem. Thank you.
Thank you, APM. Thank you.
Okay, that is all we have for you today. I want to thank you all for watching this video. And do not forget, it is actually a very critical time.